Good morning from the 4:30 a.m. blue collar workers newsroom. I felt inclined to make some comments on the GOP debate and the Tucker Carlson Trump interview from last night. And I know that politics and religion are something that people don't like to talk about. But I've heard a couple of people say, well, you're not supposed to talk about politics and religion, but it's about the two biggest things in life that dictates a lot of what we do. So I think it is important to talk about and discuss, and especially for people that are my age, for people that are in their 20s and 30s, I think it's important to really figure out what you believe in and what you want to support when it comes to election time. So just had a few comments from the GOP debate. First things first, Chris Christie's an idiot. I don't know why we're even letting this guy talk anymore. It's silly, but whatever. I don't make the decisions. I felt Ron DeSantis and Ramaswamy had a pretty good night. And the thing that I like about the both of them is they seem to be a little bit more on the libertarian side. The rest of the politicians who were on stage, especially when it got to foreign policy, the older politicians still carry this "we need to save the world" mentality, and like supporting the war in Ukraine and sending money overseas and doing all that kind of stuff. And that's great. That's fine. I just don't know if the USA needs to continue to be the global supplier of everything. You look at what we got going on in our own country right now, and you've got people that work 40 to 60 hours a week that can't afford a house, barely getting by paying the bills, and we're forking out money overseas that, it's either tax dollars that comes out of our paychecks, or it's money that's being printed by the government that's going overseas and then devaluing the dollars that you have. So in either case, you're losing money on the deal, which I'm not a huge fan of. But thought Tim Scott had a good night. I just don't really see how far he's gonna make it. Seems like a good dude. I just don't really see how he's gonna end up going head to head with the Ron DeSantis's and Pence and Ramaswamy and actually make it to the end of all of this. I think Doug Burgum is awesome. I think between Kristi Noem in South Dakota and Doug Burgum, the Dakotas should just start their own little country and let the people who want to make decisions for themselves, everybody just go live there. I mean, those two states are really lucky for the people that they have in charge. And I think we should do presidential debates kind of like ice fishing tournaments where, there's a prize for like the first fish, the biggest fish, stuff like that. Doug Burgum, we're like 10 minutes into the debate, and Doug Burgum finally says something of any importance. So, he would have won the first fish prize there. He would appreciate that comment too, being from North Dakota. I thought Ramaswamy had a hell of a night. Going toe to toe with a lot of these people who kind of picked at him and said that he's not experienced and all that other kind of stuff. I thought he did a great job. I didn't even write down Asa Hutchinson from Arkansas. That should tell you everything you need to know about that frickin' guy. I mean, it's just kind of getting old for me. I'm, being a 25-year-old blue collar worker and watching these career guys. Oh, I was the attorney general of Timbuktu. I don't really give a shit. And you're holding these stances about policies that I don't really care about. Um, I thought Pence was kind of trying to take a note out of Trump's playbook and just kept talking and talking all night long. Anybody that wanted to make any kind of comment, it might not even have been directed at him, and he had to pipe up and say some silly stuff about like Reagan era policy and being strong and tough. And it's like, okay, dude, it didn't make a lot of sense to me. I was a big fan of Nikki Haley until she started opening her mouth about foreign policy, and holy cow, did the Karen come out of her. Back to the, supporting Ukraine and Israel and all that kind of stuff. And I mean, yeah, great. We want to help people. I get it. We're a global superpower, but I'm just kind of sick of not being able to afford things here in the U.S. and seeing gas at, $4 a gallon, 7% interest rates on homes, home prices going up sky high. If she wants to send her super PAC money over there and her, her rich person dollars over there, by all means, go for it. But I think that, at least for myself and a lot of the people that I know and talk to and work with and that I'm friends with, I just have no interest. I'll never go there in my life. I don't really care. That might sound terrible, but sue me if you want to. So yeah. And then I did think it was interesting that Trump chose not to participate in the opening debate. However, once I listened to the first part of his interview with Tucker Carlson, it makes sense. Why would this guy take 2 hours of his night and go sit on a stage and get bashed by these people that all they're going to do is sit there and talk crap? Nothing would have got done. They wouldn't have talked at all about policy. It would have made the whole GOP look stupid. I think it was probably the best case scenario for everybody involved. So I didn't get all the way through the interview. I plan on watching the last of it this morning here. Yeah, but we shall see. I think that the party is in a good spot for the 2024 election. I think that there are good candidates. And that was the one really nice thing to see about the debate is, for the most part, all of the candidates can agree that Joe Biden sucks. For the most part, they all agreed that Bidenomics and his policies and the way that he conducts himself and all that kind of stuff is brutal. The way that the Department of Justice uses its ABC agencies to go after political opponents, yet their supporters and constituents and children get to do whatever the heck they want with no consequences, I think was looked at universally as total BS, which was good to see. If we can all get on the same page in that regard, I think we're in a pretty good starting point. So those were just my thoughts. If you don't like it, take it or leave it. But yeah, we shall see what happens with the GOP going forward into 2024.